What was that like? I mean, was it just the intensity of the game? And how limiting were the cramps that you had?
Yeah, you burning so much for that game, and everybody are. I just caught a little cramps, and I was able to try to get hydrated as quickly as possible. Stretch. Training staff was unbelievable, and I was able to come back in after a couple minutes of break.
The play on John Lucas III, you got a technical. What was your thoughts on that play? What were you trying to do? What exactly happened?
I think the refs handled it the right way. I don't think I did anything wrong, but they handled it the right way. They controlled the game, and they did a great job. But God deserved a technical. I don't know, but they did the right thing.
LeBron, you still have a chance for the #1 seed, which you wouldn't have if you lost. How significant is it that as long as you have the chance to keep pushing through, or is it just a number at this point?
We just want to continue to keep pushing through on our habits, and that's getting better every game, every opportunity, film session, and shoot around. We want to get better. The season will take care of itself. At the end of the day, we just want to try to get better, and we did that once again.
LeBron, how eager are you guys to finally get the playoffs underway, and how does this team compare to last year's team going into the playoffs?
It's not eager because we know we got 4 games left, and we're not taking these games for granted. We don't want to, take any steps backwards in these last 4 games going into the postseason. When the postseason get here, we'll be ready. We want to continue to get better and continue to work our habits for these next 4 games, and this next week. Almost a week and a half. A little bit under a week and a half before the postseason starts. But we're not eager just yet.
LeBron, Dwayne was talking about how it's getting more chippy when these two teams meet each other. How would you describe the atmosphere between you?
It's a great atmosphere. If you're a competitor, that's what it's all about. You should live for these type of games when these two teams go at it, and it's great. It's a pretty good game. It's going to be very intense. It's going to be very physical. There's going to be some great basketball. It's 2 well-coached teams, and both teams want to win.
When you talk about getting better every day and getting ready for this postseason, how much does a night like this, like a dress rehearsal for all the physicality, how much does that sort of work?
Well, it helps. This is what the postseason is all about. Both teams struggling to score offensively and defensively. 2 very good defensive teams. It's a possession game. That's what happens in the postseason. The game slows down. Not many fast break points. You got to work for every attempt, work for every shot, and when you get a good look, you try to knock it down. So it's great for us to have like you said, a dress rehearsal. Closing down on the regular season, going into the postseason next weekend.
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like the last couple of weeks you've taken sort of a control over things, reminiscent of when previous years. Do you agree with that?
I feel good. Let's say that. I feel good, and D-Wade hasn't been in the lineup, as much as he would like to, and I've tried to pick up my leadership. I've tried to pick up my play in his absence, even when he's on the floor as well, just to kind of keep the momentum going. And my teammates look at me to do that. They look at me as a leader, and I want to be there for them. So whatever it takes, and I'm happy to be in this position to lead those guys to wins. And we have a lot of leaders, but they do look at me to do certain things on the court, and I'm happy I'm able to come through for them.
Do you think when you were younger and watching the rivalries of, say, the Bulls and the Pistons, or some of the other real physical back and forths of some of those games?
Well, when I was younger, I knew it was too physical for me at that point in time. But I was like, wow, that's very competitive, and I hope someday I can be part of something like that. So, I've had some very physical playoff series, some very physical regular season games against teams in my career. And, as a competitor going against these teams and going against some of the best players you live for, you love it. And, that's what it's a dream come true, honestly, to be in this position and be able to do that on some nights when you have games like this.
Did you expect Lucas to get around it, or did you know that was going to be a collision?
No, I knew I had him. A lot of guys try to pressure my point guards, so, it's not the first time I've gotten somebody. I don't think I didn't do anything illegal. I just had a solid screen, and but I knew I had him. Just trying to give a pressure release for our point guards to get into our offense.